Everyone's got that first love they can't forget. I spent more than 50 years wondering what happened to mine. My name is Charles, and I'm 76 years old. And for more than 50 years, I carried just one thing in my head: Laura, a face I couldn't forget, a face I replayed in my mind 100,000 times. I was 19 when we met. Laura was 18. It was one summer. I was working as a lifeguard at the town swimming hole, the kind of place where everybody knew everybody. Population maybe 3,000. I was saving up for trade school to learn woodworking. No girlfriend, totally focused on carving furniture and building things with my hands. Then one blazing afternoon, she walked down the dock in a simple blue swimsuit, towel over her shoulder. Her family was visiting relatives for the season. I blew my whistle for no reason, just to get her attention. We talked for 20 minutes between my shifts, about the clouds, about her fear of deep water, about the stray dog she'd been feeding behind the old mill. When she left, I just stood there on the platform, heart hammering, whistle still in my mouth. 2 days later, I saw her again at the community bonfire. We roasted marshmallows, shared one blanket when the wind picked up, and talked until the last embers died. For the rest of that summer, we were inseparable. After my shifts, I'd meet her at the hidden rocky cove, where the water was shallow and nobody else swam. It was our special place. She wanted to be a veterinarian. She'd show me pages from her notebook, little stories about the horses she dreamed of rescuing. I'd tell her about the rocking chairs and tables I wanted to build, rough drawings on napkins, pieces that would last generations. She listened like what I was saying actually mattered. We made plans. After I finished school, we'd travel together, come back, and build a life from scratch. I was young. I thought love was enough. One evening at the cove, the sun was setting over the water. She was quieter than usual. I asked what was wrong. She said her father had been offered a better position, and the whole family had to relocate across the country in 2 days. The world stopped. I told her we'd make it work. Letters, phone calls. I'd visit whenever I could. She looked at me with this hopeless expression I'll never forget. She said, "Charles, I can't ask you to wait for me. Your whole life is ahead of you." I told her she wasn't asking. I was choosing this. She started crying. I held her. We sat there until the stars came out. She kissed me long and hard. "I'll write to you," she whispered. "Every week, I promise." "I'll be waiting," I said. 2 days later, she was gone. I waited for that letter, checked the mailbox every single day, walked down the driveway before my parents woke up. Weeks passed, then months, nothing. I told myself maybe the move was chaotic, maybe the post got delayed. By the next summer, I had to face it. She wasn't writing. I tried to find her, called information in every big city I could think of, sent notes to the only address she'd mentioned, found nothing. Eventually, I had to accept it. She was gone and didn't want to be found. I went to trade school, met a girl named Susan, kind, steady, with a laugh that filled rooms. We got married a few years later, had 2 daughters, bought a little house with a workshop in the back. I opened my own furniture shop. She worked at the elementary school office. It was a good life, a normal life, but Laura never left. She she was always there. Susan knew, never said a word, but she knew. We were married 40 years. She passed 6 years ago. Stroke. In those final weeks, lying in that hospice bed, she said something to me. "Charles, I hope you find her. I hope you get your answer." I didn't know what to say. That girl from the swimming hole? The one you think about when you think I'm not looking? I started to deny it. She stopped me. "It's okay. I've known for years. You've been searching for her your whole life, even when you were with me." That broke me because she was right. She squeezed my hand. "I had a good life with you, but there was always a part of you I couldn't reach. Promise me you'll stop living in the past after I'm gone." I promised, but I didn't keep that promise. A couple of months ago, my oldest daughter signed me up for one of those virtual high school reunion sites. Said it would be fun to see old faces from way back. One night I couldn't sleep, picked up my tablet, started scrolling. There's a section for people you might remember. I'm scrolling and I see her, Laura. Profile picture, older now, silver hair, same warm brown eyes. I'd know that face anywhere. My hand started shaking. I clicked. She lived a few hours' drive away, had been there for decades, a few hours for more than 50 years. I sat there for an hour trying to decide what to do. I sent her a message. "Laura, it's Charles from that summer at the swimming hole. I've thought about you every day for more than 50 years. I'd love to hear from you." I didn't sleep that night. Kept checking my tablet. Nothing. 3 days later, the reply came. "Charles, I remember you. I'd be happy to meet. Are you free this Saturday?" We met at a quiet little park pavilion halfway between our towns. I got there 40 minutes early, sat on a bench, watched every car pull in. Then I saw her walking across the grass. We sat down, ordered iced tea from the nearby stand, made small talk for a few minutes. Then I asked the question I'd been carrying for more than 50 years. "Why didn't you write to me?" She looked down at her hands. "I did. I wrote to you every week for 14 months. More than 60 letters. You never responded. So I stopped." I felt like the ground gave way. I never got them. Not a single one. She looked at me and I saw it, the same pain I'd been carrying. She'd been carrying it too. We sat in silence. "I wrote you about everything," she said, "about the new place, how lost I felt at first, how much I missed you and that cove. Every week I'd mail a letter, and you never wrote back." I told her about checking the mailbox every day, about trying to find her. We pieced it together right there on that bench. That summer, there had been a massive postal workers' strike across the country. Thousands of letters from that exact period were lost, delayed for months, or never delivered at all. Whole bags of mail simply vanished in the chaos. No one ever recovered them. More than 50 years, we both wondered, and none of it was real. We talked for hours. She told me about her life, veterinary school, one long marriage that ended in loss, 2 grown sons, a small animal rescue she ran until she retired. She showed me photos on her phone, rescued dogs and cats she had saved, quiet moments of healing. I told her about Susan, our girls, the furniture shop I kept running until I was 70. Then she said something that destroyed me. I thought about you every single day for 25 years, Charles. But then one day I realized I had to let you go because holding on to you was keeping me from living my own life. I asked when that was. She said it was in the mid-90s, 25 years after we said goodbye. 25 years. She'd held on to me for 25 years. Then she let go. I held on for more than 50. We stayed in touch after that meeting, texted a few times. She sent me a small album of her rescue photos. I looked at every page. But something had changed. That fantasy I'd carried for more than 50 years was gone. In place of that dream, there was a real person, a woman with her own life, her own history. We weren't those kids skipping stones anymore. We were two old people who had lived two completely different lives. The story I'd been telling myself, that she was the one who got away, that we were meant for each other, it wasn't true. It was just a beautiful story I'd made up, but it wasn't real. And that's when I finally understood what everyone eventually learns. The past isn't a place you can return to. It doesn't exist anymore. I spent more than 50 years in love with someone I'd built up in my mind, a fantasy version of a girl who didn't exist anymore. And in doing that, I missed the life I was actually living. I missed the beautiful moments with Susan, the woman I married and spent 40 years with. Real moments I didn't need to make up. Times when she reached for my hand while we watched our girls play, and I was thinking about a rocky cove and skipping stones. I was there physically, but I wasn't really there. Laura was right. She let me go after 25 years, started her life over, lived it fully. I couldn't. I held on to the past, and it cost me dearly. If you're holding on to something from your past, if you're carrying someone you lost, if you're living out the life that never happened in your head, let it go. I know it's hard. I know letting go feels like losing them again. But holding on means losing yourself for the rest of your life and losing the people who are actually here. I'm 76, and I finally got my answer after more than 50 years. Don't do what I did. Don't spend your life looking backward. Think about the people in your life right now. They're real, and they're with you. I wish I could go back and tell 19-year-old Charles this, but I can't. All I can do is tell you, let it go. Live now. Be here. Stay here. Because one day you'll be my age, and you'll look back and you'll realize the thing you were searching for was never as important as the things you already had.